Hey, I'm Kedhrin Gonzalez, creative director at Elphonic. This is Moving Hazard.
So what is Moving Hazard?
Moving Hazard is a multiplayer arena kind of style, quick online multiplayer sessions where two factions are fighting against each other with zombies everywhere. And the zombies are getting in everyone's way, but not so much just something getting in the way, but you're also having to use items in the world, yourself and your team, using them to essentially turn them into weapons against the other team or things you can use for defending yourself as well.
What are some of the challenges when sticking out in a first-person shooter market?
Well, I think, the big thing with first-person shooters is, what they say is everything's been done before. And so that's what made this interesting was because it was like, okay, now we have two factions fighting against each other. And what makes Moving Hazard so different is this third faction. This is kind of neutral, underlying everyone's enemy thing. So the whole thing that makes it different is massaging that third-party element and making them either your weapon, your friends, but those things can also backfire on you and kill you in return. So you never have full control, but that's what makes it interesting.
What game engine are you building the game in?
That's Unreal Engine 4.
And what has working with Unreal Engine 4 opened up for you as a game designer?
Oh, Unreal Engine 4 is amazing. I mean, we worked with many engines in the past, and it's definitely the most flexible with prototyping, the artist tools, programming, everything's just, it's definitely the best engine ever to come out, so.
What's it been like seeing games evolve over the last 10 years, seeing leaps and bounds in technology with the new NVIDIA chips and AMD chips and having you to open up and having more models on the screen, higher textures, especially with the next-gen consoles that came out?
I think a big thing that, I always talk about is it's kind of, and it sounds weird, but you can be a little bit more sloppy, which is, it sounds weird when you say that, but it used to be like you have to be so careful with every single thing you do that it kind of restricts your creativity a bit. So now it's kind of, you can be a little bit more relaxed and you can actually explore and you can throw things against the wall, see what sticks really easy and just kind of have fun with that versus, a long time ago you had to, if you're committing to something, you're committing all the way,
So talk about your game. How many players can play online, and are there classes? Do you pre-built classes? Do you customize your own class?
So our matches vary in size. So we're really trying to focus on a kind of a small, more intimate setting. So 4v4 is kind of a nice area, but it can also expand based on, the server settings and things like that. That's kind of our hopeful kind of target because the amount of zombies and stuff like that. We have 3 classes. We have kind of they vary based on how they interact with zombies, how they interact with other players, and they're kind of the loadouts that are available. We have a pretty big game overarching everything that you can dive into, get more skills, unlock perks, unlock new items, upgrades, all that kind of stuff.
What is it about zombies that make them so popular in the video game space, do you think?
I think they're just fun to kill. They're always like the dumb things are just kind of always around, and they're so violent and they're kind of scary, creepy. I know some people that are actually scared of zombies. I'm personally not scared of zombies, but I don't know. I mean, it's just they're kind of to me it's kind of like they're cannon fodder. They're fun to like shoot, and I really think people just like blasting them away and seeing so many on the screen and they're coming at you and they're kind of a violent force. And that's what makes Moving Hazard so interesting because it's not just, hey, these guys are coming at me. It's like, no, wait, I'm going to actually turn these guys into something that the other guys have to deal with instead.
So I see points popping up after you kill an enemy. What are those?
So we have different types of points. You have the normal points for us based off of how you kill somebody, what you kill them with. More importantly, like if you weaponize a zombie and you actually use a zombie as a weapon, you get a ton of points. So that's what we really want to focus players on. Use those zombie mechanics and weaponize and get them out and moving and stuff like that because that's going to really give you the biggest payout as a player. The more points you get, you level up faster and all that stuff. So you get some points when you kill zombies, but not much. We really want to focus players on it is player versus player. There are zombies. It is fun to kill zombies, but you don't get as much of a payout by killing zombies. We really want you to use those zombies as weapons or defending yourself and your team with them.
So how do you weaponize a zombie in this game?
So we have multiple types of objects you can select in your loadout. Like some of them, for example, this thing we call the LRAD, which is this device you plant on the ground, and it essentially calls the zombies around in the immediate area, and they come kind of like attracted to this device, and they essentially associate themselves with your team, and they'll defend you, defend your teammates, things like that, and like they'll kind of float around and start attacking everyone. So, if, for example, in a game mode like our King of the Hill, for example, you really want to put those LRADs in the capture point because then you're going to get the zombies, and they're essentially going to create a wall for your team to essentially be like, okay, if another team wants to come in here and capture the point, now they have to deal with this massive amount of zombies just all clumped up in this spot now.
Now, first person, like MOBAs are really popular, and yours seems kind of like a first person MOBA. Is there any similarities to the other MOBAs out there with your games? I see lanes, I see minions you kill for points.
I don't know. I've never really associated ourselves with a MOBA, but I guess you can kind of see that because there is like that third element of things around and you're controlling and trying to drive them and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think I think our the points and stuff that you're gaining are more associated to yourself and building yourself up and that your character classes as a whole. So it's kind of more traditional in the FPS realm. I would say more so.
When does your game come out and what platforms will it be on?
We are releasing early access here soon, and we are going to release on all three platforms: PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And I don't believe we set a release date on February for consoles.
Yeah, console is for later on.
Yeah, February is early access PC. Consoles still to be decided.